Yes, sir. Okay. Now he should be coming in momentarily. So many. It came down to me not having my volume on. That's crazy. The simplest things. The simplest things, everybody. Okay. Let's see. Now let's get him in.
Now.
There we go.
Oh, about fucking time.
Oh my God. It just came down to the simplest things.
I'll bet it did. Well, I'll see if anybody comes in here because, you know, Joey's chat still hasn't ended yet.
And you know the whole thing about Master at work, he still got his thing going on too.
Oh yeah, Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he'll privatize this one because he has been having to privatize them because, you know, the nerd horde's been going after him.
Yeah, like Pete's Carol's Gum or whatever she's called.
PCG.
PCG.
I've only had brief interactions with her, maybe once or twice on Desert's chats.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
But other than that.
But anyways,
let's see if anybody comes in here. Hopefully they do. And I finally figured out figured out how to solve the echo problem that I've had in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still, the thing is, when Joey used to invite me in, when Joey would invite me in, I still had the video on my viewing, so it was playing that and what I was saying at the same time.
Oh, okay. How's work? How's everything?
It's been pretty solid so far.
I'm gonna let a few people come in, and then we'll start talking about Ryan Kerrigan.
Oh yeah, I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "What the hell? How did that happen? How did this come about?"
It surprised the hell out of all of us. It just came out of left field.
Now, will he be the player that he was? Probably not, but he'll still be solid.
But here's the thing, though. He doesn't miss games.
Well, there you go. And I think with I've been saying a number of times on Joey's chats that I don't recall the Colts getting injured often. I don't recall.
Uh-huh. I'm looking at his stats right now. Like, his peak was 2014, and that was a really bad season for him.
And 2015, I remember he gave us problems.
I want to say he made the Pro Bowl 4 times.
He still continued to give us problems.
Yeah, he gave us a lot of hell.
Oh yeah.
Ugh, man, but
I think even with Lane Johnson.
Yeah, those two got a beef.
Lane Johnson sung his praises.
I wonder what he said to him. I didn't even read the article or anything. How did he welcome him?
He said he said something to the effect of the guy's a warrior and that he'll bring his A game every day of the week or something like that.
What's going on, Awesomeness Sports? Acknowledge the Washington football team? Seriously, though, what's your name?
At least Washington chose the high road and actually thanked Kerrigan for everything.
Yeah. But how you feeling about this whole Kerrigan thing, Awesomeness? Let me know in the chat. Oh my God, I know these Deskins fans must be sick.
Yeah, I saw a few and they weren't too pleased.
Yeah. At least they got Chase Young though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's a beast. Ain't no doubt about it.
So what I didn't know from Washington is that he played the linebacker role as well.
Yeah, when Washington had the 3-4 scheme. So the Eagles are going to run a 4-3. I know that for a fact. And they're probably going to run nickel defense more than Schwartz did. So he'll be defensive end again.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
That explains why he was.
I don't know, but I think he was better in a 4-3. I could be wrong.
He was kind of like a Von Miller in a sense to them.
Like Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham was a linebacker in the 3-4.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, he was better in the 4-3.
Yep. Better than the wide nine, I guess.
Oh yeah, I think Gannon still runs that, but I could be wrong. I swear I saw some Colts games and he ran it.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like the wide nine.
Me either. It was pretty bad when Washburn was here. By the way, Brandon Graham said that Washburn hated him and that he did everything he could to keep him sidelined and keep him down, which may have been part of the whole love affair with Jason Babin.
Yeah, 2012. I want to say the Lions were the ones who founded that scheme.
I think you're right, but or the Titans.
Yeah.
I think it was the Titans, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, because I definitely do remember Jason Babin being part of that too. Now that you bring that up,
the wide nine made Babin what he was.
Mm.
And then he tore shit up in 2011, and then 2012 he completely fell off the map.
Yeah.
I guess they figured him out, and also he was terrible against the run.
And also, wasn't like our defensive coordinator like an offensive coordinator, former offensive coordinator?
No, Juan Castillo was an offensive line coach converted to defensive coordinator.
Oh.
And they brought in Howard Mudd to replace him.
Now I remember that.
And then they made Washburn the defensive line coach. But the thing is, they made Washburn the defensive line coach before they made Castillo defensive coordinator. Washburn never took him seriously. I think he used that against him many times. He used to fuck with him unmercifully.
Mm-hmm.
He used to call him Juanita. Like I would imagine the team meetings. I would imagine practices where Juan Castillo says, "This is what I want to do," and he points this stuff out, and Washburn's just like looking the other way, just either ignoring him or giving him attitude or telling him not to tell him how to do his job, things of that nature.
Oh,
it got so bad. He was pissed when they made Todd Bowles the defensive coordinator. And then he was livid when we released Jason Babin. And then Reed finally had to step in and just get rid of him.
Yeah.
And bring Tommy Brasher out of retirement.
And mind you, Andy Reid took over the whole team. He was basically the general manager too.
Yeah. That was good and bad at the same time.
Yeah. What is up? What is up with us just choosing, guys just take over the entire realm of the team? Why do we do that so much?
I think Laurie, in most cases, has way too much favoritism when it comes down to that. I think the guy he's favoring now is probably Howie, but
and you can make
Howie's the GM,
and you can make an extra case that he's soft and he doesn't depend on his own abilities.
No.
What's up, Reaper Talon? What's up, man?
Oh, nice. Reaper made it here. I knew he would.
Man,
I don't think I'm not counting on too many people showing up because I don't know if Joey's chat's ending. I know Tyson's also on, but he'll probably privatize that, and it's probably nothing the rest of us can use. The thing is, you could make the argument that he may be perhaps overreaching with going after guys like Felipe, but he made it clear that he's not just going to go after EDP, but he's also going to go after anybody who was still in contact with him and still in his corner after he got caught. He made that perfectly clear.
Anybody and everybody. He's going after.
Right. I just hope. I think you missed the chat. You missed the chat the other night where he was texting back and forth with Ginger the Giant Ninja.
Right. Because I was
and
J. Cole album.
The thing is, she was pretty conflicted and she didn't know. She couldn't decide. Apparently, by the looks of things, she couldn't decide whether to go forward with this and tell her side of the story or to just completely wash her hands of the situation. And the fact that she couldn't make that decision frustrated the shit out of Tyson, and he started calling her on it.
Mm-hmm.
she started to change her mind as the texts went on until she just finally got sick until she got fed up with him because she said that she was willing. She kept making excuses, not answering his calls, and to join him on a chat, and then he called her on the many times she's contradicted herself and couldn't make up her mind.
Yeah, they extra scary. Like I want to remember a time where I think he tried to call on Felipe to get on his live stream and explain himself. He couldn't do it either.
Right.
Ooh, they just extra scary.
I don't know if he dismissed the idea of bringing CC Unit on, but I mean, he definitely got Chet on the chat. I know that for a fact. We were there.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts about this whole Zach Ertz thing?
It's time to move on from him. I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but I think it's time to move on from him.
My whole thing is, but how?
Good question. They might just have to release him, but then again, they said they weren't going to do that. But then again, they might not.
I just don't understand why Seattle's not biting the bait. They need a tight end.
I don't know.
Draft picks.
I'm shocked. They should be calling Jacksonville. Oh wait, Jacksonville just signed Tim Tebow. My bad. Sorry. I don't know if Houston signed anybody, but those are the two AFC teams I know for a fact that need a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
I'll admit I'll be a teeny bit salty if Seattle gets him, but then again, beggars can't be choosers, I guess.
Yeah, like we need to find some way to get rid of this guy because he has no desire left to play for us.
Right, and he can't get yak yards for shit.
Mm-hmm. That's
the thing with that was the reason why Pitts Mania was running wild before the draft. I mean, I've gotten a few people when I promoted Pitts. A few guys were like, "Nah, screw him. We need Smith." I'm like, I keep trying to say, you got to keep your mind open. I'll take any one of those guys. I mean, I do agree that I would rather take Smith, but I'm keeping the options open.
Yeah.
But Atlanta got Kyle Pitts, and
I'm fine with that.
Right. We'll see what happens week 1. I mean, I did predict us to beat them, but
it's that offense that I'm concerned about, man. Like they got so many weapons on the offense.
Right. I don't know what Atlanta's defense is going to look like.
Yeah, that's a huge question mark. I really think it's going to be like a high-scoring game, like both teams in the
I agree.
And that's going to be scary as shit, dude.
Yeah, the one thing I'd be concerned about in that game is the Eagles being sluggish because these guys are just coming together. But
yeah, and you know what everybody's not even talking about? Our linebackers versus their tight ends. That's going to be a huge X factor because
absolutely
we never do good against the tight ends ever.
No, even when we had good linebackers, we still couldn't cover a tight end for shit.
Mm-hmm. Like they make me think like, you know, those days of fucking what's his name? What is his name?
Antonio Gates?
No, he played for the Chiefs and he played for the Falcons. Tony Gonzalez. Yeah. That's exactly
even Seth Joyner wouldn't have been able to cover him.
That dude is built.
Oh yeah. So was Antonio Gates until he got old, but guess what? All great players do.
Mm-hmm.
Even Jeremy Shockey ripped us apart during the ass end of his career.
Yeah.
I remember, when he was with the Saints during that Super Bowl year.
I most remember him as a Giant.
Oh, yeah. He was most famous as the Giant, but when he was with the New Orleans Saints, he ripped us a new one that week, too. And during that year, our tight ends were our main weakness. Were only New Orleans and Dallas. was primary receiver picking us apart.
What's up, Eagles #1? He says, what happened with Boston Scott? So here's why I wanted to talk about Boston Scott.
Right, because
I am so concerned that he's not even going to make the team. Look at how stacked we are with the running backs.
Right, we brought in Kerrigan Johnson. And Jordan Howard's back. Mm-hmm. And we drafted Kenneth Gainwell, and Miles Sanders is going to be the starter. So Scott's definitely going to have his work cut out for him.
And I want this guy to make the team. He's a Giants killer.
Right, and he's a hard worker.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at Kerrigan's stats. Maybe he's a camp body. That's how I looked at that whole getting him from the Lions thing.
I don't know.
His stats.
I know he wasn't the main Lion that picked us apart. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
It was usually Reddick and the receiver Marvin Jones.
Yeah.
People, I mean, I think in Joey's chat the other night, everybody was talking about Reddick, but I brought up Marvin Jones because they seem to forget about him.
Yeah.
I don't know how you forget about him.
He helps out with the play action. Because when Riddick is going off, you're going to need somebody to pass to, of course.
Right.
Marvin Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah. The Marvin Jones play that sticks out is when they got the touchdown after Ryan Matthews' fuck ass fumbled that ball.
Don't even get me started.
We had that shit won.
Yes. All he had to do was hang on to the football. We might have
fall down.
We might have still given the ball away, punted, but they would have still had to work down the field to get that touchdown.
We had the game won.
We did. The Lions have just been a thorn on our side,
and not to mention Umbrella Boy dropped the game winner the last time we faced him.
Oh, freaking yeah. Whiteside.
The guy we took over Metcalf.
Yeah.
But at least we got Smith now.
Somebody said, Reaper Talent said, well, Tyson just confirmed Felipe is a liar. Ooh, I knew it.
The thing is, if that chat becomes privatized, I can't use anything of that in the future.
Man, I hope the justice system, please, justice system, get him in jail or prison, something.
All I know is investigations take months. I know that for a fact, and
it's
if there's one thing, I hope I don't accidentally fuck up everything by saying this, but if anybody has ever heard of Ring of Honor Wrestling, the founder of that was caught in chat logs trying to meet a 14-year-old, and he was never charged. So that might be something to consider. But then again, he didn't continually give himself up.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't actually go to meet anybody.
And guess what? I bet his reputation suffered, right?
I don't know. It most definitely did, because I think there has been some shoot interviews about that.
What do you think about the J. Cole album?
I heard that song today. It started out a bit okay, but then as soon as the Luigi verse came in, then it started to really pick up.
That song was so lit.
And it has that Rick Ross style beat.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom,
because the beats Rick Ross, those Rick Ross beats, they all sound the same, and this one sounds pretty similar.
You're definitely right about that.
I mainly been listening to Tom McDonald.
Mm-hmm.
The songs of he recently made his recent one was a tribute to Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
He said that it cost a fortune to try to make that room look exactly the way it did in the Stan music video.
Yeah,
but it was well worth it.
I'm more of an Eminem, Joyner Lucas type guy myself too. I love Joyner Lucas. I love Eminem. I love Cole.
And I know I'm one of my favorites of all time who died last year, MF Doom. We didn't even figure out his death was announced 4 months after it actually happened, which is so him.
What took so long?
I don't know.
Was there a problem with the autopsy?
Probably. I know that MF Doom didn't really like the spotlight, which is why not many people have heard of him.
What's your thoughts on DMX? The type of legacy he left behind.
Tell you what, he was one of a kind. He filled the void after Biggie was whacked, which is one of the reasons why I'll never look at a 90s GMC Suburban the same way ever again. And I'm a huge Suburban fan. The Chevy Suburban's what I'm after, but I can't look at the 90s GMC version ever again because the green one was what Biggie was whacked in.
Wow.
I saw as soon as I saw it, I was looking up Biggie Smalls to see for some reason, and it showed death, and it shows a GMC Suburban with the windows destroyed. At least I could still deal with the Chevy version because of Tony Soprano.
Mm-hmm. So I was. Go ahead.
What's that?
Go ahead.
But DMX definitely filled the void. I can't decide what my favorite song of his is between "Get at Me, Dog," "X Gonna Give It to You." I liked his verse in "Go to Sleep" by Eminem, Obi Trice, and him.
Oh, that was sick. Oh my god.
And he was also in Limp Bizkit's Rollin' remix called "Urban Assault Vehicle" with Redman and Method Man.
I like the cut he did with Aaliyah. Back in One Piece.
Oh. That never gets old.
It doesn't.
It never does.
Baby, I am what I am. I'm gonna be who I be.
Get at me, dog. Oh.
The dog needs a bitch.
I haven't fallen over like white bitches in a scary movie. They don't know how to act. Get too close to it. Detected by Viper. Stand back.
USB sleep till 9. Out by 10.
The Rough Riders Anthem remix with DJ Clue, Drag On, and others, as well as Get At Me Dog, was in Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories on the Liberty Jam.
Mm-hmm. Did we forget Party Up in here?
Yes, you did.
We did.
That was used in. I remember that was used in one of those movies that Jordan Peele promoted.
It was in Like Mike with Bow Wow.
Mm.
Damn, he's
and X Gonna Give It to You was in Deadpool.
I remember that.
I don't know if any of you remember this, but there was one point where DMX was actually booked to fight George Zimmerman.
I don't know
why that never happened. I guess they weren't able to come to a mutual agreement or something.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember when he sung Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I remember when he did that verses with Snoop Dogg live. And he had those blue Timbs on.
When he performed Rough Riders Anthem in Woodstock, he had red ones on, as well as the red short overalls.
Mm-hmm.
And man, this is Woodstock we're talking about, and he got that crowd going.
Mm-hmm. Man, he ain't never going to be forgotten, man.
Hell no.
That's the 90s in a nutshell. You can't forget
Late 90s.
Definitely the mid 2000s.
Oh yeah. Post Biggie and Tupac era.
He was holding it down with G Unit. G Unit had their own lane. He had his lane. It was
Right.
the perfect time to be alive.
G-Unit, 50 Cent, The Game, Lloyd Banks.
Yeah, they all just took over. It was a perfect time to be alive, listening to music.
Yeah,
Up.
when BMX came out, Dr. Dre was building his Interscope Aftermath records when this white rapper from Detroit comes in with an all yellow tracksuit. I think we all know who that was.
Uh-huh.
Turns out that 50 said that Eminem talked Dre into signing him as well.
Mm-hmm. They're on a game together.
Mm.
Eminem and
I think I showed you a 50 Cent Bulletproof.
Yeah.
Where Eminem was the corrupt cop. And Dr. Dre had the van with the guns in it.
And then Eminem always had these smart ass answers.
Oh yeah. his favorite color was green. 50 Cent was like, is that all you care about? Money? And he's like, that's pretty funny coming from a guy who calls himself 50 Cent.
Yes, that's the best one. Oh my god.
If you've ever seen the movie Funny People, that was one of the moments you realize that Eminem was actually a better actor than Adam Sandler. Even though Eminem was playing himself, but still.
All I needed was 8 Mile for me to believe that he was a great actor. That's all I needed.
Oh yeah. Look at your goddamn boots.
For Christ's sakes, they're starting to grow roots. Oh my god. Why are you picking with a gay guy, G? When really you're the one who's got the HIV.
Fucking exhibit. I love how in one of the later on one of the later episodes of season 1 of The Sopranos, they used an instrumental of an exhibit song. when Junior was made the boss, they used Paparazzi.
Oh my god. What a time to be alive.
Yep.
So what do you think about this schedule thing? You've had time
with the Eagles?
Yeah, and what we've acquired so far.
Well, I predicted us to go 12 and 5, but I'm not going to die on that hill. I'm just being optimistic, but I'm also open to the possibility that some of those games we could still lose. But I said that the narrative is going to be that if we do finish 12 and 5, they're going to say that it was a product of an easy schedule, and then God forbid when we lose in the wild card or later on,
yeah,
they're going to say, "Oh, once they faced real competition, they're nothing." I could already see it.
Yep.
And my response to that was, guess what? They did pretty well for a team that's just coming together. Exactly. They did exactly what they were supposed to do.
And we're young as hell. And I saw a sheet earlier, like it said the Steelers have the hardest schedule and we have the easiest.
Right, that's what I said. And I think one of the reasons why I predicted us to go 12 and 5, because I can already see us potentially doing that, exceeding expectations, and then the narrative is going to be that we're frauds. I can already predict it. And
you know what? I don't get why we have the easiest schedule anyway, because there's a span. I don't know if you've seen it.
Well,
4 games in 17 days.
Also, it's also because we finished last in the division, so we're facing all the bottom feeders. Mm-hmm. Though we do got the Bucks and the Chiefs, but I actually predicted an upset on the Bucks, but
we still got the Saints.
I did it just for the sake. I did it for the sake of predicting an upset.
Yeah.
I just wanted to predict an upset.
We still got the Saints, even though I don't know who their starting quarterback's going to be.
I think it's still going to be Taysom Hill, but I could be wrong.
I hope it's Taysom Hill, because if you make him throw instead of running around everywhere, he can't be a factor. He can't beat you with his arm. I am convinced.
Right. Even though he almost beat Schwartz with his arm, but that doesn't really count.
Damn you, Jake Elliott, for keeping them in the game.
That's another That's another competition that needs to happen. Is at the kicker position.
Yeah, but who's out there?
There's always unknowns that come about.
Mm-hmm.
With the kicker position, there's always going to be an unknown that will eventually be solid for us.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy's an odd duck. He makes the 61-yarder, yet he's missing like 30-yarders left and right.
That's Jekyll and Hyde.
And he misses extra points like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm. You just don't know with this guy.
Yep.
How you feeling about our defensive line now? Oh my God, man.
I still think they're going to be as solid as they ever were.
Mm-hmm.
Now the thing with guys, no, it was Milton Williams that we drafted the 3rd round. I think he's going to be Fletcher's successor. I think that's the reason why we went with him.
I'm really high on Zach McPherson.
That's the guy that we know the least about.
The least amount of film. I wish there was more film on this kid.
Right. All we got from him is the fact that he's got the enthusiasm.
And he's played in a Big 12 school. That's
right.
It.
And I think I could have sworn he wore an Eagles jersey one other time, but I could be wrong. Or it was somebody that looked like him.
Not sure. The only picture I've seen him is
no, I think it was him already putting one on, and that may have been his a showcase of his enthusiasm.
Well, that was moments after the pick.
No, I believe I know he was wearing one on another day. I could have sworn.
I wonder if he grew up an Eagles fan.
I don't know if he really did.
Man, I just wish there was more research on this guy. And I'm also high on that kid from LSU, the freaking Jacoby. Damn, what's his name?
Jacoby Stevens.
Yeah, Jacoby Stevens. I like him.
Me too. LSU always produces a lot of good talent.
Mm-hmm. I just can't wait to see what Jonathan Gannon's going to do, dude.
Right.
Like
Jonathan Gannon's the type of guy that isn't going to. He's not going to be elite, but he's not going to suck either. He gets the job done.
Yeah. Whereas
he's serviceable.
He's like below average defense every year.
He's always going to have a slightly above average from my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly above average.
But the thing that I get from him,
but it works
without even seeing his scheme. He actually values linebackers, and that's what we need.
There you go. Because they did him well with the Vikings and the Colts. I think with the Colts, I know with the Vikings, they definitely did him well. Because you can't rely on that D-line forever.
Nah, because eventually they're gonna get the ball out quick. 3-step drop. It's out of there. Who's gonna get the guy? Who's gonna get the tackle?
Absolutely.
Who's gonna get?
And next thing you go, guys catching in the flat and the bubble screens and nobody's tackling. For some reason, we had a fetish for corners who couldn't tackle.
Yep. What's his name? Fuck. Avonte Maddox.
I think he might be. He could possibly be better in this scheme, but the thing is, in most defensive schemes, you don't need to be loaded with elite corners. Most schemes don't require an elite shutdown corner on every side.
But here's the thing, though. Who do you think is going to start alongside Slay?
I don't know. I don't know if we're still going to sign Steven Nelson or not.
Mm-hmm.
But the Eagles have shown interest, and I heard that he's favored a lot of tweets regarding the Eagles. So there's definite interest. Question is, will anything really happen? That remains to be seen.
Yeah. Man, it's going to be a long season.
You got that right.
Yeah. I just don't like the bye and how late that's so placed.
Oh yeah, that week 14 bye.
It's still.
I'm already not too favored by there being a 17th game, and the number change. The number rule will never look right to me.
Yeah.
Should have went with the helmet rule instead. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
If they went with the helmet rule, they could wear the 1960. They could wear the stuff from 1960.
The Kelly Green.
I don't know what rule they would put in place of it. Hopefully they'd be allowed to. I want them to keep their black, but also be able to wear the throwbacks in the same season. But I think the throwbacks could only be worn once. Then again, they might change it to twice.
So why are they holding us, though? We can't wear any of our throwbacks as of late.
Neither can the Buccaneers. They're the ones also wanting to push. Because the Buccaneers want to wear their orange again.
Yeah.
Then again, they should have. Then again, when they unveiled the new uniforms that look exactly like their other classics, their alternative should have been orange.
I think I've seen them wear that in like 2015 or 16 or something like that.
I remember in 2014 when they had those ugly ones for a brief period. They actually had orange socks the first year, then they switched to red.
Yeah.
In a game where Lovie, it was the first year of Lovie Smith's coaching tenure there. They were getting crushed by the Ravens. They had orange socks on.
And you remember that time, the last time we played the Dolphins, they wore their classic unis too.
Yeah. Another classic Doug thinking that it's going to be easy, going in there completely unprepared.
And what have you been warning us for weeks and weeks?
Yep.
Don't downplay your competition. Don't let your competition.
Hopefully that trend does not continue. That better not continue. But I know for a fact that it's been going on since Reed, maybe even Ryan.
It's the Eagles, Big D. It's always going to happen. It's going to happen eventually.
Well, we'll see. I would not be surprised if the trend continues.
Except for like 2007. Okay, maybe the freaking
2017. 2017, it only happened like once or twice. But in every year after that, it occurred nearly every stinking time.
Mm-hmm. The freaking Titans.
How many times? Schwartz should have been fired after that game.
Yes. And
how in the fuck do you allow 2 straight almost 4th and 20s? How do you do that?
Stick defense. The Red Rover defense, as I call it.
Yeah. Red Rover.
Red Rover, get a first down on us or the game is over.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what the worst part about it is? He learned absolutely nothing.
Nope. Because he still used it in his later parts of the Eagles.
The Panthers one was the worst one.
Yes. We had a 7.
We had them dead to rights. Most good teams finish off their opponents. We had them by the fucking throat.
Mm-hmm.
And then you let them back in it.
And on top of that, we had to depend on Arcega-Whiteside in the end. No, that wasn't here.
No, not that one.
Mac Hollins. It was Mac Hollins and Nelson.
No, I thought he was still hurt, but I could be wrong.
Nah, we had to depend on him early in that season. Yeah, it was. He was hurt in the 2018 season.
I think he was hurt.
He was hurt in 2018 season.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Panthers 2018. It was Wentz choking again.
Yeah.
They didn't learn from that.
What's up, Eagle Slayer? He says Shake's Wi-Fi is down. Dang.
Oh, so Joey had to end his chat. Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, I know. Gotta pay your bills, buddy.
Speaking of which, that's usually been a problem with RPF for a couple times. Thank God the rumors of him dying was fake news.
Yeah.
Because I was hearing rumors that he died of a brain hemorrhage, which I could totally see, but thank God that didn't end up happening.
And you've been talking about him for years on end, so I know that would hurt you.
Right, because the thing is, when my ex stabbed me in the back for no good reason, for no reason at all, he had my back big time.
Mm-hmm.
The main guys that had my back during that was him and Philly 500, my friend from Fairless Hills, PA. I think Grizz.
Yeah. What's up, Richie MC? Where you hiding? Trying to get Shake's crew over to me? Yo, thank you so much. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
And maybe get the head honch crow over here as well.
Mm-hmm.
A Pokemon reference that may have gone over somebody's head.
Now everybody's coming in. What's up, Mets fan? Beast of the East. Uh-oh, it's Beast of the East. Let's hear what's
that's a well-known Dallas Cowboys channel. I think he's been on near chats before.
He has. He talks a lot of shit about the Eagles. What's up? Fuck the Eagles later. Oh, he's just in for a brief moment.
Well, in his fair argument, Dallas has been a thorn in our side for many years.
We can't sweep those motherfuckers. We can't.
Nope.
No. It's either we get swept or we're splitting.
It's not just that, but also when we usually have as many wins as them to end the year.
Yeah. Philly 500 passes Wi-Fi down to Joe Shakes.
Philly 500 also has his Wi-Fi down? Jeez.
No, he passed his to Joey Shakes, apparently.
Ah.
Also, Richie MC. Also, with 199 subs, check out Eagles content creator Pablo Gary, rocking Limp Bizkit as he waits for his son to be born. One day past the due date. I'll be praying on that. Shout out to him and the baby. So how do you feel about facing the Cowboys this year, especially on that Monday night game?
What, week 3?
Yes.
I had us losing that game.
I got us losing the week 17 game because it's going to be like garbage time for either one of us. It's going to mean
I think the division's going to be on the line at that point, or Dallas will have already taken the division, and I think it's somebody needs to win in their end. I think if it's a situation where a team needs to win to get in, I think it would be us that would need to win.
Yeah, I just pray that we have the spoilers and all this.
Right.
Bad Wi-Fi yesterday. Philly 500 is freaking out. Meme created.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the rest of the division?
I feel like it's going to be up for grabs, but I think Dallas is going to be our biggest competitor. I feel like it's going to be between us and the Cowboys, but New York and Washington aren't going to be slouches either. I still think we're sweeping the Giants, but I actually think we're sweeping Washington. No, I think we're splitting with Washington.
Any chance that Washington repeats NFC East champs?
I would say that would be a 45%.
Yeah. Don't count them out.
No, I ain't counting nobody out. Not even New York.
Yeah.
Because not to mention they got Saquon coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just hope they did something about that offensive line.
They still have Sterling Shepard.
And I don't know if they still have they definitely have Darius Slayton as well.
Oh, and they did just sign Corey Clement.
I noticed that. Hey, it's so he doesn't he gets to keep his home.
Yeah.
I mean, in Philadelphia, he was probably able to keep his home in Glassboro. I usually go there because Delicios Bakery makes some good gabagool.
Gabagool.
Yep.
How do you pronounce that shit again?
It's actually called capicola, but it's commonly referred to as gabagool.
Gabagool.
It's commonly heard on The Sopranos.
I don't watch much Sopranos. I need to watch Sopranos.
I tried it for the first time after seeing it so many times on the show, and it's better than I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, when you get it, you got to make when you go into there, you got to make sure they cut it thick, otherwise it just sticks together.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you think about all this Giants crying that they've been doing about Devontae Smith?
What were the Eagles supposed to do? They couldn't just let a hated rival get a receiver they needed. And besides, maybe Kadarius Toney may not be too shabby.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna have to see what happens come I believe week 12. I don't got time to go look.
Yeah, I want to say week 12.
Funny thing is, yeah, you gotta love how there was tension, yet they decided to add that very late in the season. They did the same thing with Dallas back in 2017. Maybe that's a good sign because no, I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know.
I mean, still, the Giants still had a great backup plan. I mean, it wasn't all bad. We fleeced you, but you still fleeced the Bears.
We had to fleece them.
Mm-hmm.
We had to.
And I don't understand why they think they didn't get fleeced. They know they would have wanted Devontae Smith.
Yeah, at least say you still had a joker up your sleeve, even if you didn't get what you wanted.
And they did.
Right. Although the Bears, I'm not going to sing the songs because I can't do it the same way 500 can do it. I just don't have it. I tried, but it doesn't work.
Well, the bad dog is a mad dog?
Because he knows the Giants always stink, and I'm all out of whiskey. Well, Trubisky
dog is a mad dog, and the Giants still stink.
No, I think it goes like this. Bad dog is a mad dog, 'cause he knows the Giants always stink. See, I can't do it as well as he does it, but I'm all out of whiskey, 'cause I lost my Trubisky. I know Philly was right to say that the Bears still stink.
Yo, how you doing, King Dingbat here?
Yo, everybody, how you doing? King Dingbat here.
That dude is awesome.
Oh yeah.
You remember his Ertz reaction from last year?
What?
He was like, "What the fuck?"
I just posted Tony Soprano smashing the phone.
Okay, shout out to Mick, shout out to Richie MC. What do the two of you think about the rumors that the Eagles wanted to move up to draft a cornerback and not Smith as their first option? So
Surtain Jr.
The Broncos.
It would not surprise me if that was their first plan and that they went with Smith as their backup. That would not surprise me.
And it wouldn't make me upset either. We need corners.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
The only reason I would have been upset is if we picked a quarterback first.
Right. Which would have been insanely stupid.
Yeah. That's how
I think because all that would have been left was Mac Jones, who went to New England, who I think is going to be even worse than Fields. I don't know if Fields is going to be all that bad, but he's not going to be great either. Why? You already know. Ohio State quarterbacks, for some reason, don't ask me why, they seem to always flop like fish in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And that guy's an Ohio State fan right there. Oh, my bad.
OHIO.
I root for Army, so I don't get offended. It don't matter to me because I root for Army. And they won their bowl.
Mm-hmm. I got a funny story for you. My late grandpa, Grandpa George, he used to be in the Army. And then his son, my dad, Daryl, was in the Navy.
Well, one of my grandfathers was in the Army, the other was in the Navy.
Nice.
Man, that's the cool thing about being a fan of Army. You're not supposed to hate the rival. They showed the outfits for the Army Navy game, and their color scheme is based on the Korean War. And Navy's uniforms look sick as well.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing about those two, they always do like a wishbone formation, which I think is very cool. Both of those teams. Whew, boy. Oh, starting to get tired. What else can we talk about?
I don't know.
What can we talk about? Jeff Bone is in the building. Where you hiding? Richie MC just commented. Said it before. I could even type it. Best Ohio State was the one never drafted, JT Barrett. I don't know about that one. I think he still wouldn't have panned out in the NFL. It's just the Ohio State vibe in the pros. I just don't trust it at all.
Some running backs succeed, and we keep getting reminded of that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with the Army is Army players are rarely in the NFL because they go to become soldiers, not NFL players. But the Eagles had a guy from Army, and that punk-ass motherfucker Chip Kelly cut him.
Wow. Fuck Chip Kelly. You know, we had a punk-ass quarterback at one time, too. It also was the reason why Fat Fuck became a fan of the Eagles, Bobby Hoying.
Bobby Hoying was from Ohio State?
Yep.
Yeah, that shootout against the Bungles, and he never had another touchdown ever again.
Wow.
Funny thing is, I saw a Hoying jersey at the 2017 draft when I met Nitro Freak and E-Rock.
Oh no.
Funny thing is, those two can't stand each other.
Mm-hmm.
But both of them were cool to me when I met them.
All right, so final thing. I got to get to sleep here.
Me too.
What is your ceiling and what is your floor as far as the Eagles record?
The ceiling's 12-5. The floor is 8-9.
You got high expectations.
Yeah.
I want to say my floor is 6-11. And
That's fair.
And my ceiling, I want to say about 12-5, just like you.
Yeah.
It's just some difficult stretches in there, like, and then those any given Sunday games, man, that just kind of
absolutely. Especially if it's possible the trend continues that we play like shit against teams well below our talent level.
Mm-hmm. And on top of that, the teams that own us, like the Lions, and thank God we ain't got the Seahawks on our schedule.
We might have them in the playoffs where they make us into their bitch again.
No, don't you wish that on us?
Oh, I ain't wishing nothing.
Oh my God.
I think the team that will most likely get us in the playoffs would be the Rams.
Rams got Stafford now. Oh,
yeah.
Shit. Oh, my goodness. We got them like week 3, week 4. No, week 4 or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know when we got the Rams. Ugh.
I don't know how past his sell-by date he might be, but all I know is this: he gets to be on a real team after being wasted all those years.
Yeah, good for him. I want to say he's been in the league like, what, 12, 13 years? He's up
He's
there.
been in the league since 2009.
Oh, that's about 11 seasons.
He was the pick. He was the pick the Lions used after going 0-16.
Dan
The
Orlovsky.
Lions used that pick to get him.
Thanks, Dan Orlovsky, for running out of the end zone.
How the hell do you do that?
I don't know. Maybe Jared Allen looks like.
And to think he was one of the main, and to think he's one of the main dudes singing our praises in the media. I'm sure he gets reminded of that every time he speaks the truth.
Uh-huh. But Carson Wentz is this, that, and the third. You ran out of bounds.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Anyways, man, thank you for joining the live stream.
No problem.
Oh my God. We got to meet. What game do you want to meet for?
Well, I haven't figured out the ticket situation yet, but I was thinking the opener against San Fran because Joey Shakes is going to be there, and I didn't get a chance to meet him the last time.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for not getting a chance to meet you for the Patriots game. It was just I was focused on family and stuff.
Right, and we were probably on opposite sides of the building.
Yeah. But anyway, man.
And of course, Wentz had to lay an egg in that game too.
Yep, and the offensive line and the receivers too.
Yeah, looking at you, Stone Hands Galore, dropping the ball in the end zone.
No hands galore.
Stone
Hands galore.
I think he shed that moniker with Vegas, and now he's with New England.
Mm-hmm. He's revived his career pretty good.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts.
It's a better
Patriots
system.
got Mills as well, and they signed him to absurd. I actually think the free agency market's becoming saturated because I think when they made the rule increasing the salary cap, I think everybody's contracts started getting bigger, which is what you've seen in basketball and even baseball.
What's his contract?
I forget, but all I know is when they make the salary cap bigger, people start getting paid more. It's just how it goes.
Yeah.
And otherwise, the Broncos overpaid for Darby's ass.
Wait, he's with the Broncos now?
Yeah, and they gave him an absurd amount. They didn't give him. It's not a big amount of years, but he definitely got more than he was supposed to.
The only thing he has is speed, and that's it. He can't defend for shit.
He can't tackle, and when we first traded for him, they always pointed out that his biggest weakness was high balls.
Mm-hmm.
And try to defend the pass in traffic, he always gets beat on those.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how hard he tries.
Why would you pay that man that type of money? No. Or even keep him that long.
Right.
Like he's worse than Janoris Jenkins.
Or even Eli Apple.
Yeah, Eli Apple's even worse. And he's a Buckeye.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you bastard.
And I haven't heard much about Gary Conley ever since he was drafted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's getting late. It's might as well time for the stream.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, I can't wait to meet you in one of these games eventually. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go eat more of them lemon-filled donuts and some gabagool.
Make sure you don't aim at the police.
Don't worry.
Peace, dude.
All
Peace, buddy.
Peace and chicken grease.
Uh-oh.